Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to the Casper Event Center, everybody. I'm Jack Noakes, and we're set for our final championship game of the night, Wyoming Indian and Rocky Mountain in the Class 2A boys. Let's go courtside. Dave Brill of KGWN GV5, our sister station in Cheyenne, and Matt Stranigan are standing by. Guys?
Well, thanks, Jack. Glad to be here. Of course, you've just witnessed the first game, Southeast beating Albin. Now we've got the second game, Rocky Mountain and Wyoming Indian, Matt.
You know, and Dave, I think in this game it's probably crucial right at this moment for Rocky Mountain to get ready to play, because I think teams that play Wyoming Indian, if they're not ready to go at the tip, they find themselves in trouble real early.
All right, certainly before we get to the 4 keys of the game, let's first go to the starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's Class 2A Boys Championship game, featuring the visiting Wyoming Indian Chiefs and the homestanding Rocky Mountain Grizzlies. Introducing first the non-starters. For Wyoming Indian, number 11, Beaver Seabearing. For Rocky Mountain, number 5, Justin McCracken. For Wyoming Indian, number 13, Jason Shakespeare. For Rocky Mountain, number 11, Josh Hatch. For Wyoming Indian, number 15, Raymond Harris. For Rocky Mountain, number 22, Morgan Simons. For the Chiefs, number 30, Trevor Trosper. For the Grizzlies, number 32, Pat Minchow. For Wyoming Indian, number 43, Steve Harris. For Rocky Mountain, number 52, Casey Crosby. For Wyoming Indian, number 51, Vidale Seabearing. For Rocky Mountain, number 54, Logan Roberts. For Wyoming Indian, number 53, David Harris. For Rocky Mountain, number 55, Raymond Sibbett. And now for your starters. Number 21 for Wyoming Indian, Mickey Spoonhunter. For Rocky Mountain, number 21, Steve Barton. Wyoming Indian, number 31, Michael Ferris. For Rocky Mountain, number 23, Travis Marchant. For Wyoming Indian, number 33, Tyson Smith. For Rocky Mountain, number 31, Nick Wilson. For Wyoming Indian, number 40, White Sun Goggles. For Rocky Mountain, number 33, Peter Sanders. And for the Wyoming Chiefs, number 41, Truman Trosper. And for Rocky Mountain, number 35, Joe Hatch. Your coaches are head coach for Wyoming Indian, Alfred Redmond, assistant coaches Brian Trosper and Tom Rogers.
All righty, we're back courtside here. Dave Brill along with Matt Stranigan. And Matt, quickly before we begin the game, let's talk about our 4 keys. First of all, Rocky Mountain handling the pressure of Wyoming Indian.
Dave, anytime you play Wyoming Indian, you've got to get good guard play, and they've got to handle that pressure all 94 feet.
Second one, of course, would be Tyler Davidson. He goes down with a season-ending knee injury for the Grizzlies.
And as we talk about good guard play, a leading scorer, Tyler Davidson out with a bad knee injury, and somebody's going to have to step up and fill that role.
And, of course, we open the hatch. Joe Hatch for Rocky Mountain. He's going to be a tough one.
It might be the Indians and as the Chiefs play 94 feet, Hatch has got to make a difference on the inside for Rocky Mountain.
And probably the biggest key of the ball game, Michael Ferris. This is a guy who had 2 40-point ball games earlier in the year for Wyoming Indian. Certainly he's going to be huge tonight.
And Dave, by all accounts, people around this area that have seen Wyoming Indian play year after year, they indicate that this kid may be a better player than his brother, and that says a lot. He's a great player at Casper College, and Michael Ferris at 6'3" gives him inside-outside play. They have got to control him.
All right, we're going to look forward to seeing it, but first here's the opening tip. Ferris in there as well, and the Chiefs control the opening tip. Ferris bringing it up court. Looking for the outside shot, looks like, for the Chiefs. But they get the turnaround. That's number 33, Tyson Smith, with the first points of the ball game.
And we talked about the pressure early, and it's coming off the first made basket, and Al Redmond's teams are very tough to play against because they scrap and they turn you loose, and in the process of turning you loose, they make you create your own problems.
Well, I'll tell you what, that full court pressure can really wear a team down as well. Bringing it in for Rocky Mountain. Little trap going right there. Swinging over to the right side. And the miss. And coming back with it, though, is Rocky Mountain, though, getting the ball. 31. Nick Wilson hitting the shot right there, and we are tied at 2.
Rocky Mountain's got to be careful that they don't play the Chiefs up and down game as much. I think Rocky Mountain can play up tempo, but that certainly plays into Al's team.
Driving inside, that's number 33. Shot is long, but Spoonhunter out there with the rebound, swings it over left side, and they throw it inside to number 40. Pardon me, tough name, White Sun Goggles. That's a great name.
That's a nice rebound there.
Rocky Mountain on the drive. That's number 21, Steve Barton, for 2. And quickly, Rocky Mountain up 4-2.
And it's a good start, and key baskets early on really help Rocky Mountain.
Spoonhunter dishing inside, a little errant on the pass. Here comes Rocky Mountain. Sanders has got the ball, looking to dish off, and does. And it's tipped out of bounds, and Rocky Mountain will maintain possession.
Early indications are that Rocky Mountain is well suited to run. They get up and down the floor real well, and this game looks to be up tempo from the get-go.
All right, Rocky Mountain controlling it here. Clock rolling, about 6 1/4 left in the first quarter. Inside, missing the shot right there was number Joe had 35. Thank you.
is first.
You get screened out by all these ball players out here, don't you, Matson?
Well, we talked about Joe Hatch early in the opener, and he shows his ability as an inside player there. Took the pass over the top, made the real low trap dribble to give himself the option at the free throw line. Take a look at how he puts the ball on the floor, gets down real low over, makes the big power move, and gets 2 charity opportunities.
All right, here come the Chiefs. It's 6-2. Grizzlies on top. And the steal. Away with it is Steve Barton. He takes it down, circus move, and they count the basket. Great shot.
Great shot there on the transition. He had to go up in traffic, protected the ball, and did a nice job of getting the ball up on the glass.
Let's take a look at that.
Take a look at how he, in transition here at the last minute, he'll protect the ball before he takes it up, screens himself off, and gets the ball on the glass. Great play.
And it is an 8-2 lead for Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain starting off hot, 75% from the floor. Back come the Chiefs, though. That's Michael Ferris.
We talked about Michael Ferris. He hits that shot in transition. Hits the 18-footer. Great shot.
Baiting the trap well. They swing it outside. Right-hand side, that's a miss. Rebound, Rocky Mountain gets it again. And they'll reload. No, we got a steal by Spoon Hunter. He's in there for the win. And it is the Chiefs within 2 now. Rocky Mountain got to slow it up a bit here. Show a little patience. No travel.
Just as you say that, Dave, force them into a hurry and get a little bit off balance. So Rocky Mountain's got to steady their play a little bit.
All right, 8-6 our score. Rocky Mountain on top. Looking to swing it inside, perhaps. Number 40, there he is. Driving, putting it up. That's a foul. White Sun Goggles with the move, and he'll go to the line, Matt.
It's a nice post move by White Sun there. Showed him the ball, made the up and under move, and good footwork.
Rocky Mountain foul on 31, Nick Wilson, his first.
So Nick Wilson draws the foul, his first personal on the evening.
White Sun.
And in Al Redmond's motion offense there, you see some baseline away screens, and they're going to be tough to defend because they're all big, strong kids that play real well inside, and they look at the basket. There is not a kid out on that floor that's not going to look at the bucket.
His free throw could even things up here at the Casper Event Center. We played about 2 minutes and 40 seconds of this first quarter. All right, we have an 8-8 score. Rocky Mountain with the ball. Here comes the trap. They do a good job of breaking it. Looking to go to Joe Hatch. No, he drops it back outside. Putting it up from long range. No good. And the Chiefs run down the rebound. Here they come. 31 down the lane, dishes to number 33, and man, he misses it. Well, White Sun Goggles putting it up and missing. So three shots right there in a row. Matt that missed.
Good transition by Rocky right there. Off the miss.
Nick Wilson.
And a good possession by Wyoming Indian. They didn't get the basket, but Ferris makes the nice dish off transition. They get a good power move on the putback. They just weren't able to counter.
Spoon Hunter's got it at the top here. Ferris.
Ferris is at that NBA three-point arc, and I would go ahead and extend and cover him. He's going to shoot that ball.
And that's a nice shot. White Sun Goggles off the glass, and we are tied again. Good end-to-end action here early on. Rocky Mountain bringing it up. Travis Merchant with the ball. He's looking inside, and they look outside. Peter Sanders pulling up and hitting.
A nice jumper by Peter on that one. And today, to this point, Dave, Rocky Mountain's doing a really nice job in transition. They've slowed it down, and they're playing very well.
Nowhere for Tyson Smith to go. In fact, throwing a bad pass, and here comes Rocky Mountain. Barton looking for room, and shot's going to be on the floor, it looks like.
Barton, the last couple of possessions, is doing a real nice job of taking the ball to the basket. And against Wyoming Indian, the one thing you can't do is get tentative.
Well, that last foul on Truman Trosper, his second personal, but your score right now with 3:50 remaining in the first quarter, it is Rocky Mountain 12, Wyoming Indian 10. Well, welcome back to the Casper Event Center. Dave Brill along with Matt Stranigan. Your score right now, Rocky Mountain 12, Wyoming Indian 10. 3 ties so far early on. Field goal percentage going like this. Wyoming Indian High School 50%. And Rocky Mountain, Matt, shooting a little bit better than that.
Well, and we, talking to Al Redmond this morning, Dave, I asked him, what would you do to try to stop your team? He said, I guess they'd try to slow us down. And to date, Rocky Mountain has not given an indication they care to slow them down. They'll run with them.
Pat Minshaw with the shot left-hand side, and is now a 4-point bulge for the Grizzlies. Inside to Ferris. Nice move, but he dishes off. I think that was a pass. It sure looked that way. And knocking it down was Truman Trosper.
Rocky missed an opportunity in transition. Wyoming Indian didn't cover the basket, so Rocky Mountain looks like they're very willing to run with them from beginning to end.
There's Hatch trying to make something happen, nothing, but look at this fast break, laying it in. Steve Harris, and the lead once again, nil. It's 14-14. It's our 4th tie of the ball game. And now all 5 Chief starters have scored. Here's another steal. Goggles in there, and it's the lead for the Chiefs. First time tonight, 16-14.
And that's one thing Rocky Mountain's got to be very careful about, Dave, is cross-courting the ball, because Wyoming Indian on the weak side is just sitting and waiting for those opportunities.
Good end-to-end action here. The Grizzlies trying to solve the problem of the turnover, and it's happened 3 consecutive times. Oh, good coverage on defense there to prevent that lay-in.
One thing, Dave, that really has got to happen on the offensive end for Rocky Mountain is they've got to be a little bit more aggressive and get into Wyoming Indian. If they allow Wyoming Indian to close down the passing lanes, as you saw there, it's a situation where that's an ideal defensive opportunity for Al Redmond's team.
A foul, by the way, on Travis Merchant. That was his first, the 4th team foul for the Grizzlies. Just to let you know how opportunistic this Chief offense can be. 6 points off a turnover so far. There's 16 on the board.
They've scored 100 points at one point in this season, and usually Al Redmond's team top that century mark more often than one, but this team is very explosive at both ends of the floor.
Steve Harris knocking down both his free throws right there. It's a 4-point lead now for the Chiefs. Grizzlies just trying to get the ball over half court here. Left side, 32. Minshaw having a little trouble early. They swing it to the inside of the post, and it's knocked away, trying to get it into Hatch. And a good defense once again by the Chiefs.
And there's just what we were talking about. Hatch has got to put a body on and post up real hard, because there again they close that passing lane down, and they've got to feed that post with a bounce pass if they're going to get inside to Hatch.
Minshaw dropping it for Merchant. He shot an air ball, but the Grizzlies getting it right back. Minshaw fouled by White Sun Goggles.
The White Sun does not believe he made that foul, but I think he's going to take it anyway.
That'll be his first personal.
Checking into the Rock Mountain line, number 11, Josh Hatch.
Minshaw at the line now. And gets the first.
Minshaw in that last possession put the ball on the floor and passed up the first look at it, unfortunately, to get that call. But against Wyoming Indian, you cannot hesitate because they're going to swarm every opportunity they have.
Another rebound for the Grizzlies, but they promptly turn it over on the traveling call. Right now, your score, Wyoming Indian up by 3 at 18-15 as the Chiefs bring it up the court. Harris into the front court. Goggles driving. Does he lose it? No, he stays with it, but the shot a little long, and the Grizzlies come down with a rebound.
It's a great move by White Sun in traffic. He didn't hesitate. He put that ball back up, and maybe should have had a call there.
Josh Hatch into his brother, and he draws the foul. And it's going to be on number 41, Truman Trosper.
Wyoming Indian foul on number 41, Truman Trosper.
Truman's averaging about 5 rebounds a game, so they can ill afford to lose him early with foul trouble.
Here's that foul.
The line for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, definite contact.
A nice job by Hatch taking the ball to the basket.
By the way, that was Trosper's 3rd foul, so that could be key down the stretch here. We're only in the first quarter. Hatch missing that one, so it's still a 3-point lead for the Chiefs. Ferris Drops it back. And it's tipped away, and the Chiefs maintain possession.
Re-entering the
1:36 to go here in the first quarter. Scoring's been rather quiet the last couple of minutes. Spoon Hunter over to Harris. Now inside to Ferris. Pulls up. Great shot.
I lost track of where Ferris was on the weak side, and they've got to deny that cut. They can't allow him to freelance in the lane and get that kind of position. He's too good a player inside the paint.
Ferris with 4 now. Chiefs. Oh, they let that one get away. That was Steve Barton with the lay-in, and it's now a 3-point game.
We talked about earlier about how aggressive Barton was. There's a great back cut by Ferris, but Barton has taken the ball to the basket hard, and the Chiefs will give you the basket drive. They like to reach on occasion, and that's good defense from them. They're just aggressive, but Barton's doing a nice job of being aggressive himself.
Well, Coach, we're really seeing one of the keys of the ball game already. The pressure, certainly, you got to give it in favor of the Chiefs right now, forcing turnovers, and Ferris, of course, getting that basket. Spoon Hunter at the top here, looking to go inside. The Grizzlies denying at this point. Good defense. Into Ferris. There he is, cutting across. The one bounce, and hits his teammate, White Sun Goggles.
You know, I tell you, Dave, the one thing about Al Redmond's team, everybody talks about how up-tempo they are and how they get after you on defense, but there's a good example. They slowed it down, and they ran a nice look on offense. They ran an up screen for the high post, then they ran an away screen, and Ferris with the dish, and that's a sign of a good coach team.
Terrific pickoff there by the Grizzlies. They're going to try to cut the lead to 5 here, perhaps 4 with the 3. Minshew losing control. Here come the Chiefs, and we've got a foul. That'll be on Steve Barton on the reach-in.
Rocky Mountain, Minshew getting a little nonchalant with the possession there, and the one thing you have to do is protect the basketball against the Chiefs. They are very aggressive, and we're not just talking about a team that reaches to put you on the line. They've got their hands on the ball. They do a nice job there.
That's Minshew's first. Here come the Chiefs. They can build the lead to 9. Oh, but he loses the ball. That was Goggles driving and losing the ball, but here come the Grizzlies.
It's good help off the ball by Minshew.
Sanders at the horn, an air ball, but a terrific first quarter for the Wyoming Indian Chiefs as they build a 24-17 advantage. 24-17. So we will head to the second quarter with the Chiefs up 7. Well, welcome back to the Casper Events Center. Dave Brill courtside along with Matt Stranigan. Grizzlies have the ball and down by 7. Barton trying to dish inside. They send it back outside. Well, they'll reset the offense. No shot clock in high school basketball, so they can just kind of work clock at this point. Merchant dishing it out to number 33, Peter Sanders. And that gets the hoop.
Nice composure by Sanders. Got the first shot blocked and stayed with the play to get the putback.
Ferris shooting for 3, no good. A number that jumped out at me, Coach, in the first quarter, field goal percentage, Wyoming Indian High School, 71%.
And they're going to get a lot of baskets in transition, and they're going to get a lot of good looks in transition, and consequently, that's going to bump that percentage up. But they're capable of shooting the ball as well as scoring close.
Barton jacking for 3, no good. Rebound goes to the Chiefs, and here they come, running that opportunistic offense. Oh, 43. Steve Harris missing, and it comes back out to the Grizzlies. So still a 5-point lead for the Chiefs. It could be a lot more at this point, but the Grizzlies kind of enjoying the first kind of cold spell we've seen from the Chiefs at this point. There's another missed basket, so the Chiefs on the possession now.
Nice move by Barton, taking the ball, trying to reverse it baseline, but that was a good take there.
Spoon Hunter looking for somebody. And it goes right off his teammate's leg. White Sun Goggles.
I think Spoon Hunter thought White Sun was going to post up, and he was sliding to the corner, so miscommunication between those two.
There was a good look at the coach for Wyoming Indian, Alfred Redman, in his 15th year. CBS This Morning did a terrific piece on him the other day, if you didn't happen to see it. Here come the Chiefs, and they lose control again. And the Grizzlies, look at this, wild shot put up by Steve Barton, but it goes.
Well, Barton is playing. He is very aggressive. He took the ball hard to the basket on the drive, and he's playing well.
Ferris knocking it down.
Great crossover dribble. And the thing about Michael Ferris, he is an excellent, excellent player, a very talented kid for a sophomore. He's got a lot of size to go along with that ability.
Here comes that pressure you're talking about. By the way, it is 26-21 Chiefs at this point. Loading up, and Travis Merchant short, but getting the rebound. Joe Hatch. Nice putback. But here come the Chiefs. Boy, they don't waste any time, do they? But that's an air ball. But the rebound put in. The white sun goggles.
Dave, a lot of teams would take a look at that shot. It's 1-on-4, and he shoots the ball on the baseline. But the way Wyoming Indian crashed the boards that time turned into a pretty good look and a putback opportunity.
Another basket by the Grizzlies. It's 28-25 now, Chiefs. Here's Ferris. Nice little crossover dribble, shooting up, no good. Rebound, Grizzlies. Joe Hatch pulling it down. Travis Merchant calling for the timeout, perhaps to get this team a little breather.
I was going to say the same thing, Dave. That might be for oxygen intake. Barton looked like he needed a blow right there.
I'll tell you what, some furious end-to-end action. In case you're just joining us, it's the Chiefs right now on top of the Rocky Mountain Grizzlies, 28-25, and really action I think that you and I both kind of expected before the start of the game, up and down.
And at this point, Rocky Mountain has really done a nice job of playing to this tempo, and that usually is what closes teams out very early as they make the decision to run with Wyoming Indian. But at this point in time, Rocky Mountain's showing every indication that they're up to task.
Let me ask you this. We're taking a look at Alfred Redman in a timeout over there with the Chiefs. As a coach, what are you telling your kids right now? You're up 3 and only approximately 21 minutes from a state crown.
Well, I think Al Redman is very used to this, and he's telling his team is the same thing. Push the tempo, push the pace, and I think the one thing about Wyoming Indian that a lot of people overlook too is when they fast break, they do a nice job of passing the ball up the floor. It's not a matter of putting the ball on the floor and dribbling it. They look for the open man, and they get it up and down in a hurry. So I think this is going to be a good game, and it's going to be up-tempo all the way.
Turnovers have been the key so far. The Chiefs scoring 8 off the Grizzlies. Merchant. Over to Hatch.
A nice take by Josh there. And a 1-2-2 set there, trying to down screen and up screen a little bit for the blocks, and then trying to create some driving lane opportunities. And they're going to get those against Wyoming Indian.
Grizzlies within 1. Ferris travels before he shoots with it. And now, Coach, the Grizzlies, who had trailed by 7 going into this second quarter, now have a chance to take the lead.
And again, against some teams, you think, well, we know we can play with them now, but Wyoming Indian is going to keep the pace up. And I think the one thing that Al would have to be concerned about as the pressure comes, and right there is a case in point, they were beat defensively, and that's an opportunity where you don't want to reach and put Rocky Mountain in the bonus this early in the game.
That foul on Steve Harris, his first. 6th-team foul for the Chiefs, so they're nearing the bonus here. That shot by Merchant, good from the baseline.
Okay, there's a good look where Rocky Mountain that time screened the screener, which is a really good option. That time the screener was trying to fight through, and at the same time they screened for him and consequently get the good look baseline.
Rocky Mountain scorching from the field here in the second quarter, 66%. Here's Merchant going through the double team, but he gets it stolen. Ferris to Harris, he misses, but Ferris there with the Harris-Ferris combo. You gotta love it.
Michael did a nice job there in transition, making sure that he didn't give the ball up until they took him out of the play, and then again showing his athleticism with the one-hand tip.
Hatch, by the way, delivering to Roberts, and he gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Fouls on 43 for Wyoming Indian. Steve Harris, his second.
Steve Harris picks up his second foul.
The Chief lineup, number 40, Goggles.
Chiefs clinging to a 1-point lead right now, 30-29.
Sanders.
Roberts coming to the line here.
Logan Roberts to the line.
Couple of dribbles and a shot, and a little long off the back rim. Free throws for Rocky Mountain, not great. And they're 3 for 9 now. Chiefs get the rebound. Here comes Spoon Hunter. Oh, and it's a turnover, and that is Josh Hatch. Going to try to beat Spoon Hunter to the hole and goes.
Great move by Josh there. Didn't allow Spoon Hunter to close to the basket.
So now it's a 1-point Grizzly lead, but back come the Chiefs. Spoon Hunter drilling one from about 15 right-hand side.
At this point in time, Rocky Mountain has got to realize that they're just going to keep coming, and they can't let those big plays on offense like Hash go unnoticed on the defensive end. They've got to make those count and hold Indian outside.
Sanders puts the Grizzlies back in the lead. Back and forth it goes.
We just talked about early offense, and there's a case in point. Rocky Mountain's got to get back, and they get the big score at the other end, and then they don't cover anybody down here. They can't let that happen.
So you want to hear back and forth. 7 lead changes in this ball game. Goggles with that last basket. Your score with 2:45 remaining in the first half. It is the Chiefs 34, the Grizzlies 33.
Dave, I'm thinking this is not a game for veteran officials. Those guys that have 20-plus years of experience. Just during that break, I'm watching the 2 officials, and this is a game for the young at heart from the officiating standpoint. They've got to run the floor.
Yeah, they're not going to need the life cycle tomorrow, are they?
No way.
All right, Chiefs will inbound the ball. Spoon Hunter. Harris bringing it up. Hatch on him. Right side. Looking to cut here. I think that's Spoon Hunter. Working the baseline. Nowhere to go. Good seal right there. Spoon Hunter back out top to Harris. Good defense by Hatch. Looking for Ferris. He's not freeing up though. There's Spoon Hunter cutting across. Spoon Hunter nowhere to go.
Wyoming Indian showing real good patience here though in the half-court set.
There's Goggles driving. Nice finger roll. White Sun Goggles, and it's 36-33 in favor of the Chiefs.
Dave, we've talked about and we've heard a lot about Michael Ferris, but White Sun made a great move there, taking the ball up to the basket. He's a very good player at this point.
Here come the Grizzlies. Barton loading up from outside. That's short. Good rebound though by the Grizzlies. Back out to Sanders. He's short. The rebound goes to the Chiefs, and look how quickly they come up court. That's Ferris. Beautiful pass right there to Steve Harris with a lay-in, and it's a 5-point lead, 38-33, Wyoming Indian.
And there was a great look at the early offense by Wyoming Indian. There was one person on the board, and as soon as he had it secured, there was 3 people releasing, and as you pointed out, Ferris made a great pass.
Grizzlies really starting to cool from the outside. This is Hatch rolling in, dishing it off, another miss, and the Chiefs come down with it, and it's going to be a foul on the Grizzlies. I think they'll whistle, I believe 5-4 on the call.
Fouls on 35.
Pardon me, 35, let me correct myself. Joe Hatch with his first personal, 4th team foul for the Grizzlies.
Wilson and Travis Marshall.
About 1:20 to go here before the half. 38-33, Wyoming Indian on top of Rocky Mountain. Spoon Hunter, right-hand side, delivering. Baseline sealed off, back out to Spoon Hunter. And it's tipped away, and it'll stay on this side of the court with Wyoming Indian.
I think in the half-court offense, if Wyoming Indian would show a little patience here, they could create some matchup problems with Ferris and Sanders on the low block.
Goggles looking to go inside. No one there.
Here comes Ferris on the flash.
Ferris nearly losing it, but getting it back. Back to Goggles inside to 33. That's Tyson Smith for the basket.
The other thing about Al's team this year, he's got a lot of kids that can play with their back to the basket, as shown here. Here they come again.
Boy, I'll tell you what, another steal by Wyoming Indian. They've done this all night. Foul coming up on the Grizzlies right here.
Fouls on 33 for Rocky Mountain. Peter Sanders.
Peter Sanders with the foul. His first personal.
As this second quarter winds down, I think one of the differences in Rocky Mountain's play is they've started to play a little bit off balance in the transition, and that's forced some opportunities.
Gorgeous pass from Ferris to his teammate Tyson Smith, and the foul. And that will send
Personal fouls on Steve Barton for Rocky Mountain. His second.
Tyson Smith in line for 2 free throws right now. By the way, Wyoming Indian has built its biggest lead to 7 at 40-33, and they can make it 8 or 9 here. Smith, long off the first. Let's take a look at that play.
Here comes Tyson with the good power move inside. And Al Redmond, talking about Tyson today, said he may very well be one of his steadiest players.
Well, free throws not coming very easily here tonight for either team. Grizzlies cleared out. They can cut the lead here. They trail by 7. Getting a little sloppy there on offense. Barton has it. Driving on Ferris. Swings it out right-hand side. Sanders. Back to Merchant. Hatch missing.
Maybe 5 more seconds on that possession because Indians going to get a last look at it here.
And at the buzzer, well, not quite at the buzzer, but good enough. White Sun Goggles missing. By the way, Rocky Mountain missing its last 7 shots of the first half. And your score as they head to the locker room now, 40-33 in favor of the Wyoming Indian Chiefs. Quickly, your thoughts here.
You know, that as the play progressed in that quarter, it looked to me like Rocky Mountain got a little bit winded. They got a little bit sloppy with the ball handling, and consequently Wyoming Indian was able to turn it into some easy baskets. But I think Wyoming Indian's shown a couple of things. One, they've shown some real good poise in the half-court offense, and as I pointed out earlier, Al's teams are noted for up-tempo play, but they do a nice job in the half-court sets, and I think that was a big difference in that first half as well. There's a look at the transition play, and when you get Ferris in the open court, he's going to be very tough to stop.
Of course, one of your keys to the ball game, opening the Hatch. Well, Joe Hatch with only 4 points in the ball game so far, and Goggles, you're looking at him right there, 14 points in the first half. Terrific effort for the high school hoop player. So the Chiefs up 40-33. We'll see you at the end of this half, but first let's send it to the desk. Jack Noakes and Gary Johnson standing by.
Okay, thanks, Dave. And with us, the head coach for Rocky Mountain High School, Tim Winland. And Gary, it's been an interesting first half.
It sure has. Coach, you seemed to run with them for about up until about the last minute or 2 minutes. What happened?
Well, I think that our kids got a little tired. You know, that's a tough pace game for our kids to play, and we're trying to play some young kids, keep people fresh. And when you get tired, the first thing that goes is your mind, and we just made a few mental mistakes, and they caught us with some mismatches on the offensive end and took advantage of it and went to the hole.
Changes for this second half?
Well, we're going to have to not turn the ball over so much. You know, we turned the ball over 11 times on our stats this first half, and you just can't do that against the Indians. Offensively, I think we need to come out and execute, not stand around so much. Our kids are starting to stand, and as a result, the Indians are stepping in the passing lanes and picking off those cross-court passes.
You know the pace of the game is going to be quick. I mean, you've played against these guys very successfully in your career. Do you try and slow it at all in the second half?
Well, you know, we'll see what kind of situation we're in. If we feel we can slow it down and put us in an opportunity to win, we'll do that. But you saw the first half. We'll take some layups if we get them.
Okay, Coach, go see your team in the locker room. Good luck in the second half.
Okay, thank you.
Tim Winland, the head man for Rocky Mountain High School. We're at halftime. Idiots. And whose Wyoming Indian squad has a 7-point lead at halftime. And Coach, you got to be a little bit happy going to the locker room with that lead.
Right, I am, but we didn't play up to par in the first half, and we were kind of lazy and getting back on defense and lazy and getting on rebounds, and we just couldn't get going.
Coach, did that run you made right there at the last, was that a matter of Rocky Mountain getting a little tired, you just keeping up the pressure?
Probably. I hope it is, and I hope they get tired all the rest of the time, but I think you know, we run pretty good.
You did a nice job that first half of keeping your kids, subbing them and attacking the basket. Of course, that's your game, isn't it?
Right. That's been our game, but we haven't been quite up to par in this tournament yet.
Okay, Al, congratulations on a good first half. Good luck in the second half.
Okay, thank you.
Al Redman, the head coach for Wyoming Indian. Play-by-play man, Dave Brill. Guys, the second half.
Thanks, Jack and Gary. Another terrific halftime show as usual. Well, we start the second half with the Chiefs on possession, and the Chiefs missing it, but underneath with 2 cracks at it, 3 cracks at it. A swarm of guys coming out with it out of the scrum. Wyoming Indian. White Sun Goggles had 16 in the first half, looking to add more. Doesn't there. They missed their first 4 or 5 shots from the floor, and the Grizzlies, unfortunately, after fighting all that way, Coach, to get that rebound, have it go off his leg like that.
Well, I think Rocky Mountain has answered the question that was asked by Jack and Gary at halftime, and that is, do you slow it down the second half? And one of the changes they've made is to come out in a 2-3 zone.
That's Spoon Hunter dishing to Trosper, and he misses. Here come the Grizzlies. Oddly enough, no 3-point field goals in the first half. Let's see if we can break that streak. Driving baseline. Sanders missing. Getting the rebound back is the Grizzlies. Joe Hatch getting that one to go. He has 6 points now.
Joe Hatch is listed at 6 feet tall, but he sure plays a lot bigger than 6 feet.
Yes, he does. 40-35 your score right now in favor of the Wyoming Indian Chiefs.
I mentioned, Dave, that Rocky Mountain comes out in a 2-3, but equally as impressive, I think, is Rocky Mountain's decision to change the tempo in the game by zoning is the fact that Wyoming Indian makes a good adjustment, gets into their zone set, and starts getting the ball inside, outside.
Barton short on the 3. Here come the Chiefs. Pull up by Ferris is wide. Spoon Hunter fighting his way for a rebound and scoring off the window, and it's a 7-point bulge.
We talked early in the game about the impact player that Ferris is. I'd also point out that White Sun Goggles and Spoon Hunter have been real keys in the first half for the Indians.
You want to talk about Cole, the Grizzlies 1 of 10 from the floor their last 10 shots. And there's a foul underneath. That will go against White Sun Goggles.
Fouls up for 40 for Wyoming Indian. Goggles.
And going to the line for 2 will be Nick Wilson. Goggles drawing his second foul, first team foul of the half for the Chiefs. Wilson. Boy, I tell you what, we've seen this all night, really going pretty long off the front rim. 3 of 10 on the night as a team for free throws.
Dave, all the years I brought teams up here from Cheyenne East, I always felt like if we got a team up here, anything could happen, because sometimes it's a difficult place to shoot in just because of that background and size. And I don't think teams have probably shot the ball as well as they are accustomed to from the free throw line tonight.
Wilson ending his free throw drought. It's now a 6-point lead, 42-36 Wyoming Indian. Patient on offense this team is right now. Just as I say that, a loose ball. Barton laying it in is his teammate Peter Sanders. Beautiful cross-court pass, and it's a 4-point lead for the Chiefs.
That time Wyoming Indian was a little bit too aggressive attacking the ball when they didn't get the basket covered in transition.
Ferris missing the shot. Grizzlies initially pulling down the rebound. That was Travis Merchant, but it was knocked out of his hands. And Wyoming Indian retaining possession. We've seen that quite a bit tonight.
Last 2 possessions, I think Wyoming Indian has done a great job attacking the zone. They've got the ball inside, they've taken the ball to the basket, and they're looking for the weak side cutter. So Rocky Mountain, the zone may be a good move at this time in terms of controlling tempo, but Wyoming Indian continues to attack it in the right fashion.
Peter Sanders with the foul. Ferris drawing that one. Sanders' second personal. First foul of the first half, rather the second half for the home team. That would be the Grizzlies. Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain now matching up.
Look at that pass from Ferris. Right to his teammate. White Sun Goggles. He continues to add 18 now on the night for Goggles.
And he is a good player inside that post.
Here come the Grizzlies of Rocky Mountain. Good ball movement inside. They've got a hold on Hatch. Hatch drawing the foul, and it looks like it might be. Who called that foul there?
Wyoming Indian foul on 33. Smith, his second.
Tyson Smith drawing the foul.
Nice job of Hatch of sealing inside.
His second personal, by the way. Grizzlies controlling it. Turn around, a little long off the iron is Steve Barton. He'll try again, driving the lane. And not getting it to go. Still gets his own rebound, fighting hard for it. Steve Barton, opportunistic.
Barton plays hard, and usually the best offensive rebounder on the floor is the shooter. He knew he had to miss and anticipated, and did a nice job hustling for that loose ball.
Barton at the line.
The foul on Mickey Spoon Hunter. Only his first of the night. Third team foul, and Barton knocks down his first. The senior missing on that one. Coming out with it, though, is Barton again. Boy, this guy's all over the court. Long off the iron, though. Rebound to Hatch. He's getting mobbed over there on the left-hand side. Over to Barton, and it goes off his foot. No, it'll go off a Chiefs foot. Grizzlies maintain possession.
Pace of this game, I'm not sure it favors Wyoming Indian or Rocky Mountain. You know, this is the third game for both teams, so I'm sure the conditioning in the third game is going to be a factor as this thing moves on.
It's a good look at the coach, Tim Winland for Rocky Mountain. He's in his 5th year. They beat Sundance and Pinedale to get to this point. The Rocky Mountain Grizzlies did. And if you're keeping score at home, well, the Chiefs got here as well. They beat Pine Bluffs 90-50 on Thursday. Then on Friday, beating Grable 51-47. Both those games led by Michael Ferris with 21 points. But right now, Goggles, White Sun Goggles, the man in charge with 18.
Coach Winland decided to get out of the 2-3 zone, and Rocky Mountain's back matching up man-to-man.
Grizzlies get the rebound. Your score 44-39 in favor of the Wyoming Indian Chiefs. 4:50 to go here and counting in the third quarter. Peter Sanders over to Merchant. He hits from the left-hand side.
Good screens by Rocky Mountain in their half-court set to get that open shot.
Travis Marchant. Here come the Chiefs on offense. Their lead cut to 3 at this point. It was 7 at halftime. It was 7 after 1 quarter.
Rocky Mountain's doing a pretty good job inside. Wyoming Indian was trying to post up, and as soon as I say that, they go to sleep a little bit and follow that cutter.
Yeah, Tyson Smith knocking down the shot. That's his 4th point of the ball game. And we've got a foul call, and it looks like Spoon Hunter's going to draw his 2nd of the night. 4th team foul on the Chiefs. Right now the spread 5, 46-41 Wyoming Indian. And coach, if you're Tim Winland, do you like your position right now, down by 5?
I think they're winded, but at the same time, I think that they've done a better job controlling tempo, and I'm not sure the tempo or the defensive pressure from Wyoming Indian is as intense as it was as we saw in the last part of the second quarter. So I think the next couple of minutes are real key, and they've got a chance to stay close.
Nick Wilson trying to post up. He's short off the rim, and he also draws the foul on the loose ball. So Nick Wilson picking up the foul. That's his 2nd personal.
Wilson.
There again, you really like from a coaching standpoint, you'd like to see that player put the ball on the glass.
All right, your score, 3:53 to go here in the third period. It's the Wyoming Indian Chiefs 46, the Rocky Mountain Grizzlies 41. The notes here real quick, Coach. At halftime, the stats were like this. Wyoming Indian High School, 64% from the floor, 52% for Rocky Mountain. In this quarter, it is diminished dramatically. 27% for the Chiefs and 33% for the Grizzlies.
Way back when, Dave, somebody told me that fatigue makes cowards of us all, and I think that's reflected in the field goal percentages. These kids run up and down the court, that makes a difference, and I think both teams have showed an inside-outside ability, and I think maybe as the perimeter shooting goes down, if fatigue sets in, they've got to look at taking the ball to the basket.
There's 2 more wild shots not falling for the Chiefs, and 33 ahead of the play, Peter Sanders, and he's fouled on the floor. Nice coverage by the Chief defense to get back in time to prevent that hoop. Drawing the foul was Goggles. That's his 3rd, so keep an eye on that.
It was a good foul and taking away the easy 2 points, but White Sun to get his 3rd this early, that could create problems later on.
Steve Barton finally finding the range.
Nice job putting the ball on the square and using the glass by Barton.
Grizzlies within 3, Barton with 11 on the night. Grizzlies have seemed to have been stuck in this range of scoring for about the last quarter and a half. They haven't gotten any closer than 3, and the Chiefs, every time they seem to be up by 3, seem to answer with a quick bucket or 2. And look at that.
That's a mistake that they can't make right there. When they go to the steal and they free Ferris up like that, I think Rocky Mountain is much better suited by playing behind and making Ferris shoot the ball over the defense.
After a quiet start, Michael Ferris, 12 points now, an even dozen.
Rocky Mountain has, on the other hand, done a better job defensively in covering the low post. They're starting to do a nice job of doubling down from the wing, which has limited the inside play of Indian.
Barton jacking from 3, no good. This is Marchant tracking down the loose ball. He swings it over to the right-hand side. Sanders looking for help to Barton. Barton trying to draw some action there, no good, gives it up. Here comes Ferris out of the pack, Chiefs on the run. Ferris looking to create. Throws it back out to Spoonhunter, thought about the three, dishes off to Goggles. Goggles just holds it up. He's a little long on the three. Rebound coming to the Grizzlies. Great action end to end right here. Sanders thinks better of driving down the lane, does a little 360, and again losing the ball with the Grizzlies, and ahead of the play, Steve Harris, and he'll miss the layup at Ferris there, but he tip in. Terrific play by Michael Ferris, 14 points, Coach.
That was a good hustle play by Michael Ferris. Looked like they had an easy breakaway, and he did a nice job following.
Boy, the Grizzlies can't play this style of play like this.
Well, we talked about earlier that as the second half has started, I think Rocky Mountain was doing a great job of playing under control. And in the last 2 or 3 possessions, tempo changed, and now they're getting in a little bit of a hurry.
Not sure what happened there. I think the ball just getting tipped out of bounds. Your spread right now, the Chiefs 50 and the Grizzlies 43. By the way, speaking of turnovers, the Grizzlies have committed 14.
From a coaching standpoint, though, I think if you target turnovers, if there is a quote-unquote ideal number of turnovers, I think against Wyoming Indian with their tempo and their pace of play, that number is certainly going to go up a little.
Travis Marchand, by the way, picking up his second foul. Ferris driving, missing, a rebound, and I do believe we're going to get Spoonhunter over the back on that play for the foul. That will be number 2 on Spoonhunter. Team foul-wise, neither team in the bonus quite yet. 16 fouls for the Chiefs at this point.
With a 7-point lead, that may have been a big miss again, or a big miss as they turned Ferris loose, trying to go for the steal with Ferris on the block, and you've got to play him real solid down there. I think he rushed the shot a little bit and threw it up off balance, so they missed a big basket opportunity there.
Let's see if they can handle the press. Hatch, will he take some steps? No, there's going to be a foul on the floor. That foul will go against Tyson Smith. I believe that'll be number 3 on Tyson.
Fouls on number 33 for Wyoming Indian. Smith is third.
So 3 fouls. Looking up at the board right now, in foul trouble, Tyson Smith with 3. If you're keeping track at home, White Sun Goggles with 3. Everyone else with 2 or nil. Here's Hatch at the line. One-on-one, getting the front end. Let's check out this last play. There's the drive, and Hatch drawing the foul, Coach.
It was a good call, and that time he was just a little late getting over there.
Hatch for the second one, knocks it down. Your spread is now 5, 50-45. Chiefs on top. Bringing up the court. Looking for help, Spoonhunter, right-hand side. This is Goggles, and that's a charge.
Well, that's a great defensive play there by Hatch. He did a real nice job getting over there and cutting off the basket, driving lane first. Great help.
Now that could be big because Goggles has just drawn his 4th personal on the evening, and right away Al Redman is pulling him, sitting him on the bench, and coming in for him will be Truman Trosper, who, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, has 4 fouls himself. So, Coach, kind of interesting decision here when you got both your guys with 4 fouls.
Well, and that's a tough foul right there because Wyoming Indian is in a tough situation. We've got a lot of time left in the game, and we've got Truman Trosper, their leading rebounder, 5 rebounds a game. He's very close to sitting down, and you also have White Sun, who's probably been the player of the game so far. He is also in foul trouble, so Rocky Mountain's got a real advantage at this point, I think.
Fouls aplenty right now. Travis Marchand picking up his 3rd foul. Chiefs on offense now, looking to break the scoring drought. That's Ferris, left side, off the window and in. Michael Ferris.
Dave, we talked earlier again, there's a case of where you go for the steal and you turn Ferris loose. I really think you've got to keep him facing the basket.
Ferris, 16 points on the evening, so he's starting to heat up. Here come the Grizzlies of Rocky Mountain. Marchand driving, and what do we got here? Looks like a reach-in foul. Number 43, his 3rd.
Fouls on 43 for the Chiefs.
Steve Harris drawing his 3rd personal right there. And again, the Grizzlies now in the bonus.
At this point in time, with as many kids as Wyoming Indian has in foul trouble, even 7 down, I like the position of Rocky Mountain at this point in time.
Absolutely. They don't have that too many fouls to give. then they've been basically, Coach, going with, it looks like, their 5 starters and maybe just a couple of kids off the bench, so they don't run all that deep, do they?
No, and the pace has slowed down a little bit.
Checking into the Wyoming lineup, number 13, Jason Shakespeare.
Jason Shakespeare making his first appearance of the night.
Paris.
Rocky Mountain playing very well, and you've got to wonder what kind of effort they would be giving with the addition of Livingston.
Shakespeare hoping to ride his own play out here at the Casper Event Center.
I'm sorry, I said Livingston. Tyler Davidson, leading scorer and guard out, and they're definitely in this game without the leading scorer, so they're playing a great game to this point.
Well, 52-45 Chiefs, 5.3 on the clock, so you got to figure they're going to take the last shot. Here's the inbounds. They give it off to 33, and he gets the roll. Tyson Smith, and I'll tell you what, the Grizzlies don't even get another shot off there. That could be big, a 9-point spread here with just 8 minutes to play for the 2A Boys Championship. It's the Wyoming Indian Chiefs 54, Rocky Mountain Grizzlies 45 at this point. And we'll take a break. Welcome back to the Casper Event Center. Dave Brill along with Matt Stranigan, the coach, courtside here, and trailing by 9 are the Grizzlies as they come out, but now they trail by 7 as Peter Sanders slices and dices his way to the hole, but here come the Chiefs back the other way. Shades of the first quarter here. Truman Trosper pulling up and hitting, and suddenly it's 56-47, 4 points in the opening 15 seconds of the ball game, Coach.
Dave, and at this point in time, the one thing you don't want to do is let Wyoming Indian get the easy baskets in transition. Rocky Mountain comes down, gets the first basket of the quarter, and then they give up the easy one in transition.
Joe Hatch, who's been pretty quiet most of the evening with a nice post-up move and in for the swish. And it's 56-49, Chiefs on top by 7. Wyoming Indian surviving that rough third quarter of shooting, 53% from the floor, 48% for Rocky Mountain, the Grizzlies. Turnovers, though, 15 for the Grizz. And there's a shot to the right-hand side.
And maybe
Peter
first
Sanders.
3 of the game, Dave.
I believe it is the first 3. Rick Berkhamshire, our statistician, keeping all the stats straight, says it is indeed our first 3-pointer. And the lead is now to 4, and a quick timeout by the Wyoming Indian Chiefs.
Rocky Mountain looks a little bit refreshed coming off that timeout, and the one concern I think that Al Redmond has to have at this point in time is he still has a lot of kids in foul trouble, and there's a lot of time left.
Here's a replay of that shot, and I'll tell you what, that's a terrific shot from a young ball player right there. Peter Sanders, and a quick check of the points. He has 13 on the evening. Coach, you gotta love the atmosphere surrounding these ball games. We got a good crowd on hand at the Casper Event Center, and you're looking across the way at the fans over there, and they're on their feet, and you just gotta love high school basketball.
You know, as we talked earlier, that's the one thing about the state high school championships, and we've had 2 great games tonight, Dave. Sometimes you get in these championship games, and they turn into different ones.
Speaking of championship games, our next telecast coming up a week from tonight, the 3A, 4A Wyoming State High School Basketball Championships. Again, our coverage starting at 8 o'clock, so be sure to tune in to KGWC or Channel 5 down in Cheyenne.
Dave, I think an interesting stat is that Rocky Mountain has shot better from the floor tonight, shooting 51% than they have from the foul line at 43.
All right, the spread is 4. Quickly a steal, Barton taking it, circus move, and it goes. Steve Barton, a terrific shot by a young ball player right there, and the lead is now 2, and the Grizzlies looking like the Chiefs on that play with the interception.
This quarter started out a little bit like first and second quarter. The third quarter pace was a little slow, but I think we're back to the early game we had.
Ferris now triple teamed inside, and I believe we're going to it looks like a traveling call. Boy, from this angle, might have been a reach-in, might have been a travel, but you got to go with the Zebras. They're always right, aren't they, Coach?
I think so, except I'm not sure the Wyoming Indian bench agreed with that one.
14 turnovers, by the way, for the Chiefs. And now with a chance to tie or take the lead of the Grizzlies, and we haven't seen this in an awful long time. They've just hung in. They started down by 9, but they've been patient and come back. Losing control momentarily, back outside. Marchant looking for help, dishes inside to 31, and I'll tell you what, that's a charge.
That was a good call.
Good call. Nick Wilson drawing the charge, or rather committing the charge. That's his fourth.
Offensive foul.
Not a bad move by Rocky Mountain, though. At this point in time, with 5 minutes left in the game, I'm not so sure they shouldn't take the ball as hard as they can to the basket.
Here's Ferris, and they're Grizzlies taking a page out of the Chiefs book here with a little full court pressure, and the foul is going to be called on the Grizzlies.
23, Marchant, his fourth.
Marchant draws his fourth. So a host of characters right now with 4 fouls. We've got Travis Marchant with 4, Nick Wilson with 4, and on the Chiefs, 41, Trosper with 4, and Goggles with 4. All players with 4 fouls tonight. And with 5 minutes and 51 seconds to go, Coach, that can be a definite factor down the stretch.
Well, and Rocky Mountain off that possession on the inbound trapping Ferris in the corner, probably not a good foul. Good free throw shooter, and you don't want to put him at the line.
Pat Minchow going to the bench there, by the way. So it's now a 2-point lead for the Wyoming Indian Chiefs. See if the Grizzlies can respond. Barton driving baseline, getting around the man and scoring off the reverse. 14. Last tie was 14 all. We're now tied at 56.
And we've got the Chiefs loose.
And another miss by the Chiefs. Boy, they've cooled off here to begin the 4th period. And now it looks like a foul, a pushing foul on number 33, Peter Sanders.
Rocky Mountain foul on 33, Sanders.
Got to admire Steve Barton at this point, Dave. He's grabbing and hurting a little bit, but every opportunity he gets, he's taking the ball to the basket hard.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Tim Winland hoping to get a win here. I guess you could pretty much call this an upset if they win.
I think in their one meeting this year, Rocky Mountain was a winner by 9, so they certainly believe they can play with them down the stretch.
Absolutely. So it's 56 all here. 5:11, the clock continues to tick. Here come the Grizzlies. Spotting up. Peter Sanders misses. Away come the Chiefs. Full court, look at that. Steve Harris trying to go for the circus move, and looks like he came down hard. It looks like an ankle.
And Dave, I think he looked like he jammed his ankle into that basket support.
You don't want to see that happen. He was going full speed toward the basket. Probably just for a second lost track of where he was, and now Steve Harris, the concern, obviously going out for this guy. Well, we're going to take a break. It's 5 minutes, 1 second to go here in the 4th quarter. Your score, 56-56. Welcome back to the Casper Event Center. Here's the injury to Steve Harris, and I'll tell you what, that is, oh man, just looks like he just twisted his ankle there, Coach, trying to avoid the post.
Well, missed in the play was a great rebound right down here in front of us by Ferris, and an even better pass in transition.
You can see in the far ground there they go, they're working on the ankle. Looks like his right ankle, and he is obviously in a lot of pain. They had to help him off the court. He did not come off under his own power, really.
Dave, with 5 minutes left, Rocky Mountain has got to get some real solid play from their seniors, and they have the leadership, they have the seniors, and right now is where they've got to make some real good decisions and show some patience.
Well, Goggles gives the Chiefs a 1-point edge. He now has 19 on the evening, but I'll tell you what, his pace has really slowed from the middle part of this game. 57-56 your score right now in favor of the Wyoming Indian Chiefs. A whole host of people in foul trouble right now. In fact, anybody gets fouled here, they're likely to foul out. Here come the Grizzlies. That's Barton delivering far corner inside to Hatch. Through 2 people, and I believe they're going to get him for a walk. Yep.
Nice job of taking the ball up inside, though.
We've seen that happen a couple times tonight. 17 turnovers tonight for the Rocky Mountain Grizzlies.
1-2-1-1 press.
Truman Prosper rather. Out to Goggles. Over to Spoon Hunter. Patience being shown by the Chiefs at this point. They have a 1-point edge, the clock ticking, 4:26 to go. Inside to Ferris, but it's picked off by Barton. He's got a man. Does he elect to pass it? No, he doesn't, and he just misses the lay-in. Might have been better to pass and draw the foul on that play. Here's Ferris driving, putting it up, and in. Baseline swish.
Great move.
Michael Ferris now taking command, 59-56, 18 for Ferris. So he and Goggles have combined for 37. Steve Harris, by the way, folks, twisted or sprained ankle. He is questionable to return. So your time, 3:55 to go here in the fourth quarter. In the game, it is 59-56. Wyoming Indian on top. Welcome back to the Casper Event Center. There we go. Welcome back to the Casper Event Center. Your score right now, the Wyoming Indian Chiefs on top, 59-56. They're still tending to the injured player, Steve Harris, there on the sidelines. I don't know if he's going to come back, Coach. It looks like he might be done for the evening there.
And they'll miss him. As we talked about earlier, Wyoming Indian is in foul trouble, and Harris has given them some real solid play off the bench tonight.
So the Grizzlies now are going to try to pull within one or maybe tie it. Swing it over to Barton. And Hatch in there losing control. Ping pong action. Here we go. Hatch gets it back, trying to drive over Ferris, and yeah, he does get the block right there on the floor. Michael Ferris drawing the foul. Believe it or not, that'll be his first personal foul, Coach. After all the foul trouble, everyone else is in. Ferris still with only one foul.
And I don't think I've disagreed with these officials all night, but I'm not so sure. Ferris looked like he was doing a pretty good job moving and protecting the baseline that time. But regardless, Hatch gets the call. Let's take a look at it right here, Dave.
Looks like he's got position. Oh, it looks like his body didn't even move.
He did a nice job here.
Yeah, that was good defense. Couple of free throws, make it 59-58. That was Nick Wilson knocking down a couple. Up come the Wyoming Indian Chiefs.
Well, there, Dave, is a textbook trap. The one place that Wyoming Indian does not want to take the ball is one step on the other side of the timeline. And to Rocky Mountain's credit, they did a nice job and did not foul, and they're going to get the next possession as a result.
All right, bringing it up is Goggles. Losing control momentarily underneath and getting the basket. Ferris with the opportunistic rebound and score. He now has 20, and it's 61-58. Rocky Mountain on top. Wyoming Indian on top of Rocky Mountain, rather. 20 points for Ferris.
There's a tough call right there.
Marchant drawing his 5th foul of the ball game. And as you know, sports fans, unless this is the NBA, Marchant will have to take a seat on the bench.
To Rocky Mountain's credit right here, in their 1-2-2, they're not afraid to press Wyoming Indian, and on the flip side, I'm not sure Wyoming Indian fears any press.
So Marchant fouls out with 6 points. And your score right now, 61-58. Wyoming Indian on top of Rocky Mountain.
You know, Dave, 3 minutes left in the state championship game. Marchant fouled out, and 3 kids from Wyoming Indian go over and say congratulations. That's a point Al brought up, is the vast majority of this Wyoming Indian team are AB honor roll students.
Absolutely. Good sportsmanship always prevails, it seems. There's a shot put up by the Chiefs. That's no good. Terrific rebounding inside. Ferris dishing to Spoon Hunter. That's no good. Position inside by Ferris. Boys everywhere on the court. Ferris getting tough on the boards and getting it to go. 5-point lead for Wyoming Indian now.
That might have been the best possession of the game. Ferris made a great pass, hustled over and got the rebound and the putback. Great effort.
Key possession here for the Grizzlies. They need a hoop. Driving is Barton, and he draws a charge. Barton, oh man, Ferris getting in the way of that one. And Barton, that will be number 3 on him.
Al Redmond made the comment earlier that at this point in time that Michael Ferris may be a more complete player, and I think it showed right there. Did a great job moving his feet on defense to get position.
There's Ferris again losing the ball, and here comes Hatch up court. Hatch trying to get around traffic. Hatch delivers inside. And it's picked off by Spoon Hunter. There he goes. He beats his man to the and he blows the layup. Ouch. So it's still a 5-point spread. The Grizzlies dodging a major bullet right there.
And there again, I'm sure Al, the first thing Al Redmond is thinking is put the ball on the glass.
Tim Winland opting for the timeout here. 63-58. Rocky Mountain trails Wyoming Indian by 5. And Coach, what does Rocky Mountain have to do to get back in this ball game with just 2 minutes and 8 seconds left?
I think, Dave, the last couple of possessions, Rocky Mountain has been a little bit too aggressive trying to take the ball to the basket. Take a look at that replay. There again is the effort. Ferris makes the great pass, does a good job not putting the ball on the floor in traffic there, and gets the putback.
That's a big-time play right there by Michael Ferris.
Here's another look at it again. There's just great hustle. Ferris takes it hard, good pass. Shots blocked, and now watch Ferris's effort. One-hand rebound and a putback.
Terrific. You know what's interesting there, though, is you watch that sequence, and the Grizzlies really never put a body on him underneath, though, and allowed him to kind of roam free under the baseline.
You know, and we talk a lot about the talent, but the other thing that stands about Ferris that I'm real impressed with at this point is the kid has great work ethic. He really hustled, and you would have had to grab his jersey to put a body on him because he knew where the ball was going, and he hustled over there.
Ferris with 21 points his first 2 ball games here in the state tournament. He now has 22, so he's moving up the charts in a hurry.
It's a big possession right here. They're looking for Hatch.
Wilson letting it go, and here comes Spoon Hunter. He's got a man, Goggles. No, Spoon Hunter will opt to take it, and again missing the layup. We've seen that happen in this quarter 2 times before.
And there's a big miss. You've got a 5-point lead instead of 7, and possibly +1 on a free throw. You get the foul, and we're coming down at the other end. And another point, we've got 1:54, and Rocky Mountain is shooting the free throws, and the clock's not running.
Now, if you're looking for an edge shooting-wise here, Wyoming Indian High School 4 for 9 in this quarter, whereas Rocky Mountain shooting an even 50%.
And Joe Hatch at this point in time now 5 for 7 from the free throw line. He's the guy that they probably want to have there.
Hatch knocking down his first and knocking down his second. It's a 3-point spread now. Turnover here in this game might be all even. Goggles has it left-hand side, breaking the press. Over to Spoon Hunter. Inside to Ferris. Boy, losing control. No, he gets it back. This time, though, well, looks like it was tipped away by the Grizzlies right there.
I think, again, Rocky Mountain has really done a great job this second half of doubling down from the post. That time, Ferris tried to put the ball on the floor, and before he has the opportunity to score, they're doubling down on him. Nice job by Rocky Mountain.
Well, Coach Alfred Redman calling for the timeout to kind of settle his troops down. He's got a 3-point edge here, 1:40 to go, and, you know, probably a good timeout at this point to kind of make sure that everyone knows where they're going to be on the floor.
And the other thing I'm sure Al is talking about is he's reminding Whiteson and some of the other kids that still are in foul trouble. The last thing you want to do is lose some of those kids with under 2 minutes to go.
There's a good look at Al Redman. Terrific coach, a man of few words, as they say, but right now looks like he's got a few words for his team. He's probably telling them, hey guys, we're 1:40 away from a 2A state championship.
Al had the classic comment in talking to Jack and Gary at halftime. He made the comment he thought his kids were a little bit lazy, and I don't know how they can run up and down the floor and be considered lazy, but those are Al Redman's expectations. He demands hard play throughout the night, and consequently that's why Wyoming Indian is one of the most successful basketball schools in this state.
Tim Winland hoping that that Wyoming Indian High School stays cold from the line. They're 1 of 5 from the free throw line this quarter, so keep an eye on that, because Rocky Mountain, the Grizzlies, are going to have to foul down the stretch here to probably get back in this ball game.
At this point in time, I'd really look at the matchup with Ferris down low.
Here's Goggles. Oh, it's stolen away. Terrific effort there by Nick Wilson, maintaining possession. Now we got a foul. I look down for 1 minute, the action changes. Amazing.
Dave, I didn't hear the whistle either. We were lost in time there for a minute.
We'll see what the call is here. It is a foul indeed on Goggles. That's his 5th personal. White Sun Goggles fouls out with 19 points and 5 rebounds. That could be a big loss here the last 1:32 of this ball game.
They will miss him on the boards.
Goggles and Harris both on the bench now. Knocking down the first one is Nick Wilson, and his team, the Grizzlies, to within 2.
See, Wilson is 2 for 5 from the line at this point in time. I notice they've got sweatbands with number 32.
Oh, look at Wilson. Getting his own rebound off the miss, and it's another foul on the Chiefs. The Chiefs in some serious foul trouble now. Truman Trosper drawing his 5th foul as well. He's the 2nd ball player from the Chiefs side to foul out of the ball game. He fouls out with 4 points. And let's take a look at this replay.
And here's where they, nobody blocks off Wilson. And you've got to check that shooter off.
Yeah. Boy, the Chiefs starting to run out of players here.
Pointed out, Dave, they've got sweatbands with number 32. I'm sure that's in honor of the injured Tyler Davidson, and I'm sure he'd like to be out there. It's a great game.
Kind of the 6th man right there out on the court. There's a dejected Chieftain.
We talk about the seniors, and Wilson stepping up right now. 3 big free throws.
Big time. Harris ties it up at 63. It's our 6th tie of the ball game. And now the pressure being put forth by the Grizzlies. Let's see how the Chiefs handle it. Spoon Hunter has it out left side, looking for Shakespeare, and Shakespeare draws the foul. We haven't seen much of Shakespeare, but certainly a big play there.
And it was a good foul. He was getting ready to get the easy layup, but now it's a tough situation for Shakespeare to be in. He hasn't played much, and we're looking at a tight game with 1:17 left.
And a big loss right there for Rocky Mountain. Number 31, Nick Wilson. Well, he's out of the game with 5 fouls. He fouls out with 10 points and 5 rebounds, and there he is fouling Shakespeare.
It looks like they just lost Shakespeare in transition there. Never quite, Wilson just didn't get quite good position on that foul, but it was a good foul nonetheless.
Well, Wilson getting his congratulations by his teammates on the bench. Played a terrific ball game, and checking in for him will be Logan Roberts, who we haven't seen yet tonight.
According to Al Redmond, the kid at the line, Jason Shakespeare, is the best free throw shooter they have, so we'll see if that's right.
Looking for his first point of the ball game here, and he gets it. So he puts his team up by 1. That's a huge point. Shakespeare, once again, looking to make it a 2-point lead, and gets it. Nothing but net.
And Al knows his players.
So 1:16 to go. They got a man wide open down court. That's Logan Roberts dishing out the Hatch, and he gets the lane, and we're tied. Boy, I tell you what, Logan Roberts coming in fresh off the bench, those fresh legs opening up a seam, and the Chiefs nearly turning it over. Minute to go, tie ball game. See if they hold it up here. Spoon Hunter at the top.
Rocky Mountain has got to get matched up here now.
Spoon Hunter looking to do something with it, gives it off to Ferris, and we got ourselves a timeout. Al Redmond deciding to take the timeout here with 46.9 seconds to go, and coach, 65-65, take us through these next 46 seconds.
Well, again, you're looking at, I'm not sure the pace of this game is going to change a whole lot. I think both teams, here again, you look at Roberts, does a nice job of not turning the ball over and dishing to Hatch. But I think in both teams, I think Rocky Mountain has done a much better job this half of playing good, solid half-court defense.
You got to love the composure on this play, too. Look at him just calmly give it to Hatch, and Hatch drops it in there.
One real key, too, Dave, is you've got Shakespeare and Roberts out there, and they have not played an awful lot. I think matchups may be a key.
Enthusiastic crowd here tonight at the Casper Event Center. Joe Hatch, by the way, he was one of our early keys to the ball game. Well, he has 16 points on the night. And now the Grizzlies coming out. Tie ball game at 65. They will have to defend here as the Wyoming Indian Chiefs have the ball in a tie game at 65. And look at that bench, boy. As a young ball player, you're sitting here, 2A boys state championship on the line. The nerves have got to be going, huh, Coach?
In all these games, in the state championship games, this is where your players step up. And I look for Ferris and Hatch to really step up.
Well, that was an ill-advised foul right there. Peter Sanders drawing the foul. That'll be his 4th personal.
Sanders, his 5th.
Pardon me, that's his 5th personal. Sanders leaves the ball game with 5 fouls.
And it's an even bigger foul because he's the one that's been charged with covering Ferris all game. So Ferris is going to be looking at a new matchup. And we talked about the difference that Hatch has made in this game. 8 of his 16 have come in the 4th quarter.
Well, Sanders has contributed, folks. 13 points and 3 rebounds. A yeoman-like effort for Peter Sanders. And coming in is the other Hatch.
Ferris, in his last opportunity at the line, almost didn't draw iron. So with 44 seconds left and the score tied, he's got to step up here.
Tough position here. Ferris can put his ball club up by 1 with this shot right here. And gets it. Whip and twine. It's 66-65. Wyoming Indian on top now.
Wyoming Indian now has got to be real solid, and I think they still like to charge the passing lanes and force something to go the other way, but I think this is where they got to dig down and play some real solid defense.
Shooter's roll right there. 22 points for Michael Ferris, giving his team, the Chiefs, the Wyoming Indian Chiefs, a 67-65 lead over the Rocky Mountain Grizzlies. 44 seconds to go, and it looks like we're going to stay right here. Great shots tonight provided by all our people here. Kind of going inside the huddle, the Grizzlies here. Now I want to remind you, coming up following basketball, if you're a Chuck Norris fan, tune in for Walker, Texas Ranger, followed by Only the Lonely. A sweet doubleheader, wouldn't you say?
And Only the Lonely, as we talked about again, it's this is a game. We've got 44 seconds left to determine the state champion of 1997. And at this point in time in the game, in the fourth quarter, Wyoming Indian has been 5 for 9 from the free throw line, and Rocky Mountain, we talked about their seniors and their poise and composure. They're 7 for 8 in the same time sequence.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you like close ball games, you got to give the edge at this point to Wyoming Indian. Remember, they did edge Grable last night, 51-47. Michael Ferris leading the way with 21. Went a little easier for the Rocky Mountain Grizzlies as their spreads were 16 over Sundance and 11 over Pinedale. Well, here we go. Grizzlies are down by 2. They need a bucket. 67-65, 40 seconds. Clock is rolling. Up comes Hatch. Looking for some help.
Got a double screen for Hatch.
Hatch, the older Hatch, over to Barton. Barton sealed off, losing control. Josh Hatch puts it up, short, tip in, no. And it looks like the rebound over the back going to be coming against number 13, Shakespeare. Jason Shakespeare drawing the foul, and that will send a Grizzly to the line for 2, and it looks like it's going to be Logan Roberts.
Now we talk about a pressure situation. Roberts has not had a lot of time. He's getting some encouragement from his teammates, and this is a tough situation to be in. We've got 22 seconds left, and he needs both of these.
Yeah, Logan Roberts earlier tonight, 0 for 2 from the free throw line. This is a big one right here. Get the first one out of the way and takes the pressure off the second one. Looks a little long, and it is. So now they cannot tie the game on this possession. His teammates telling him to calm down. That's a smart thing. Crowd on its feet. Casper Event Center getting noisy on us.
Keep possession here now. Wyoming Indians got a good job of sealing everybody off.
Big bucket, Logan Roberts within 1. They're going to have to probably foul here. Yeah, there you go. The push by Barton on Ferris.
I think Michael wanting the intentional foul, but you're not going to get that call at any level at this point in time.
Barton with 4 fouls, so he'll hang around just a little bit longer. Meanwhile, Ferris, who was money from the line his last 2, will get to the line again with a chance to at least put the team up by 2, if not 3 here.
I still think Wyoming Indians' best advantage is their full court pressure, but that also might pay off for Rocky Mountain, because I think Wyoming Indians going to extend. They're going to come up and play, which still gives players like Barton opportunities to drive to the basket.
Big miss right there from Ferris. He's now 50% from the line, 2 of 4 tonight. The best he can do is put this team up by 2. Rocky Mountain will get a crack, it looks like. He misses the other one, and it's a rebound. Logan Roberts coming down big time with the board. 67-66, and you know that the Grizzlies coach calling timeout here have 20.3 seconds when they come back out on the court to come up with something that can get them a point, 2 or 3.
Well, the last time down, the last possession, we talked about Wyoming Indians probably going to look for Ferris to step up for them, and Rocky Mountain, of course, going to look for Hatch. And the last time they tried to run a little double screen for him away from the ball, and I think he was there. The pass was tipped, but I would imagine we'll look for either a post up for Hatch or something similar to try to get him the ball around the broken line.
Alfred Redman, you just saw him there, and this is Tim Winland from Rocky Mountain telling his Grizzlies, hey, listen, we got 20.3 seconds, we got the ball, you've done this all night long, you can find a way to score, and if they do, Rocky Mountain will become the boys state 2A champion. If they don't happen to score, then Wyoming Indian will be your champions for 1997. So it comes down to the last 20.3 seconds of this ball game.
And this is how they're supposed to end.
Absolutely. We've seen 2 dandies tonight. If you weren't with us earlier, Southeast edged Albin by 3. And before that, Cokeville and Shoshone, I believe, went right down the wire.
Two guys to look for now, I think, are Hatch and Barton. With 20 seconds left, if their half-court pattern set gets disrupted, they may have tough turnover.
That is costly. All that time on the clock, and it looked like they just rushed things, Coach.
And I'm not so sure that Rocky Mountain may not put Ferris back on the line. He missed his last two and made one of two in the previous set. But
there's Ferris, and you got a foul now.
And they may not be able.
They finally got one there. That's number 5 on Barton. He's gone.
And that really hurts because what we were talking about, Dave, right before that turnover is that Barton is a real key because he's the one player that Rocky Mountain has that can take the ball to the basket. And we're looking at under 12 seconds. They've got to go the length of the court. Hatch is more of a post-up player. So that foul hurts Rocky Mountain in more ways than one.
Well, Barton bids goodbye with 13 points on the evening. And remember, all these guys that have fouled out, if Rocky Mountain were somehow forcing this to overtime, they would not have Barton in that stanza. So that is a big loss indeed. 12 seconds on the clock. Spoonhunter will be at the line to shoot 2. And essentially, if he makes them, it's a 3-pointer to tie for the Grizzlies. If he misses 1, they need 2. And if he misses both, then basically the Grizzlies can come back and win this on a 2-point basket.
I think on these free throws too, again, we're not looking at a 3 here, but if we're looking at 12 seconds and a perimeter shot, you've got to cover the younger Hatch on the perimeter, and you still have plenty of time for Joe to get loose inside.
Spoonhunter misses both of them. What do they call here? Jump ball, and it will go to the Grizzlies. A huge break right there. The Grizzlies now down by 1 can actually win this ball game with a bucket.
If I'm Rocky Mountain here, I'd take it as hard as I can to the basket because Wyoming Indian does not want a foul. I would take the ball as hard as it can to the basket.
Here comes Hatch, time running down. Will he take it? He dishes it off. Oh, almost gets away with a shuffle. That's 32 for the game winner. He got it. Pat Minchow, and it counts. Minchow using all of the basket, and it goes. And Rocky Mountain, Coach, has won this one 68-67. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable finish is right. It looked at the end like nobody was going to shoot the ball. Looked like they were going to run out of time, and that thing was in and out and around.
Unbelievable. Pat Minchow using every bit of that basket. That's one of those shots you look at, whether it be the pros, college, or high school, where you hold your breath for it seems like an eternity because Minchow used every part of the rim to get it to go. Elation from the Grizzlies, and over on the side of the Chiefs, look at that, towel over the head. Man, that is a tough way to lose a ball game. That is goggles on the ground right there. He had a super ball game. Let's take a look at this final play of the game. Coach, take us through this.
Well, take a look at this first possession right here. There's a no look, and he just does a nice job of recognizing, and that is a tough shot. Good defense by Wyoming Indian. You got to credit that shot. That was not easy.
Amazing. You know, I saw a shot earlier like that this year against Easton Central. Ben Stock putting it up, and it stayed out. This time, though, this one stays in. The law of averages, something's got to go in once in a while. And look at the crowd go crazy behind the Rocky Mountain bench right there. They are the 2A boys state champions. They do it in dramatic fashion, 68-67. And you got to feel for that guy right there, Steve Harris, who went down with a hurt ankle. He ran into the post right underneath the basket, and of course, number 1, Coach.
You know, and I think in this particular game, Dave, you've got to credit both squads, but Rocky Mountain played Wyoming Indians game up and down the whole game, and I thought third quarter they looked like they were gassed a little bit, but they hung on there. In fourth quarter they picked up the pace a little bit. I think the foul trouble really hurt Wyoming Indian. I really felt they missed goggles on the boards and defensively a little bit the second half. But, you know, Wyoming Indian's going to be back. They've got a junior-laden roster, and Al Redmond's team will be back next year. Make no mistake about it.
Yeah, you saw 2 of them right there walking off the court dejected. That's Mickey Spoonhunter. He's only a sophomore. Well, he'll be back for another 2 years. And, of course, the big gun, number 31, Michael Ferris, only a junior. And I'll tell you what, the kid has hops, has moves. He'll be back next year to hopefully get this team back to the state tournament. But a terrific effort tonight by the Rocky Mountain Grizzlies as they came into the game at 16-4. They are now 17-4. Once again, your final 68-67 Grizzlies. And now with Jack Noakes. Jack Noakes, you have a victorious coach, Tim Windland, for us, don't you?
Tim Windland is with us. Joe Hatch is with us. There's something about you and Wyoming Indian, Coach. I remember you as a player at Lovell. There were some tremendous games. I don't think any were more exciting than tonight's.
No, I'd have to agree with that statement. And, you know, with me and my brothers having a lot of experience playing the Indians, we just try and bring that to the kids and play with a lot of poise and composure. But it's the kids who go out on the floor and play, and they never quit, and they've done that all season long. And you know, they couldn't be more deserving of a state championship than tonight.
You had 2 freshmen on the court at the end of this ball game, and you go down to the wire and you get a big hoop. That is, and a freshman scores the winning basket. How many times did that go around the circle? Did you count it?
Well, it seemed like an eternity there. I didn't know if it was going to go down or not, but
this big guy played well for you in the middle. Joe Hatch, congratulations.
Thanks.
What happened out there tonight?
Oh, I think once we got down, we just kept working hard and continued to play good defense, and we had great intensity and great coaching.
You know what? Get your intensity on the awards right now. Go get your trophy, will you? Thanks for stopping by.
Okay, thank you.
Coach, go ahead. Rocky Mountain, the state champions in Class 1A, 68-67 with a buzzer beater. We're coming back right after this.
This portion of...
We're back at the Casper Events Center, and Al Redman, the head coach of Wyoming Indian, with us. And Coach, there's not much you can say about a ball game like this, except both teams played their hearts out. You left everything you could out on that court, and a basket at the end that could have gone out stayed in.
That's right, and if we'd hit our 3 throws at the end, we could have won it, but we didn't. They didn't fall.
You know, there's something I was telling Tim Winland. There's something about him playing you as a player at Lovell, all those great games you had in the 80s, and now he's coaching. This game was as good as any game I can recall seeing in this building.
Well, we just didn't come out and play, I guess. And if we'd have come out and played, we'd have probably won it, but we didn't. We didn't work hard enough.
You got a guy here who I think is probably the best player in the state of Wyoming, the best high school player I've seen, and I know it's a tough one, Mike Ferris, but you had a great game tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
What happened out at the end? What was the play?
On our side?
Yeah.
Well, we were going to go down low with me and posting up, but we didn't have a chance to. I don't know.
You played these guys twice during the regular season and split with them. Anything different about the game tonight that they showed you, or did it go about like you thought it would?
Go about how I thought it would.
So next year,
yeah,
be back
definitely
here.
We're going to take state next year.
Well, I know that you and your coach over here will work at it. Al, any closing words from you? I know that it's disappointing to lose a game like this.
That's right, it is, and we just couldn't pull it out. We tried, but you know, we had our chances, but we couldn't pull it out.
Well, we want to thank you and your team. Great sportsmanship. I noticed you go over and shake the hands of those guys all the time. It was a great basketball game for us to do.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Al Redman and Mike Ferris from Wyoming Indian. 68-67 the final. Let's go over to Dave Brill and Matt Stranigan courtside.
Thanks, Jack. Well, you think of when you watch a Super Bowl that every year it seems to be a blowout, but tonight, Matt, we watched 3 ball games in a row, which it came down to the very last second of the ball game. I mean, absolutely terrific ball games tonight.
There were some great basketball play tonight, Dave, and I think Al pointed it out. You know, as you look at the stats, a key stat was 4 for 15 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter for Wyoming Indian, and turned out to be a major difference in that game.
Yeah, Wyoming Indian actually winding up on the front end of the field goal percentage at 52%, but Rocky Mountain at 48%. It was clutch, that last one by the freshman. That's all that matters. And as far as free throw goes, I think that if you look at a stat right there, I think you just mentioned it, 47% from the line, and that's how a team from behind gets back in a ball game late in the game.
And Wyoming Indian, as you look at Ferris, you talked to Michael Ferris at the end of the game. You know, he kind of got focused when he said, what Jack asked him, what about next year? And he got focused. He said, definitely next year. So congratulations to Rocky Mountain, and also congratulations to Al Redman and Wyoming Indian for a great game.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, your final score, Rocky Mountain 68, Wyoming Indian 67. Matt Stranigan, it's been a pleasure. I'm Dave Brill, but before we toss it out, why don't we send it back to our good buddy Jack Noakes. Jack.
Well, we have the young man who made the winning shot, Pat Minchow, just a freshman. I've got to tell you something. This guy over here has coached for a long time, and he kept saying all night long, watch the freshman. How did it feel to hit that thing?
Oh,
Great.
Did you know it was going in when you shot it? Tell the truth now.
No, I can't remember crap about it.
You know, Pat, I coached up there, Deaver Franny, for a lot of years, and in fact, coached the fathers of one of your players, the father of one of your players, and against some of the fathers of some of your other players. And I can't remember having freshmen like this, Jack, when I was coaching up there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you got to play a lot of basketball tonight. Were you expecting to when the game started?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're ready?
Yeah, I have been for a while.
Well, listen, I don't know how many times that thing went around the circle. Let's take a look at it. You watch the monitor here and see if you can count. Look at that form. Is that perfect?
Jeez. I can't remember that.
What were you thinking as it was going down into the bucket?
I can't remember anything except for it going in.
And then you were kind of mobbed. Were you on the bottom of the pile?
Yeah.
You all right now?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, that is a great shot and a great job. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay, Pat Minchow, whose basket, just a freshman, wins it at the buzzer as Rocky Mountain gets a 68-67 win over Wyoming Indian. It has been a great night tonight, Gary Johnson.
Wow.
Two
what a
great
great
basketball
finish.
games. Yes.
Finish.
Got a chance to see Cokeville beat Shoshone 57-55 in the other boys championship. The 2A girls goes to Tongue River 71-57 over DuBois. And then the first game we did tonight, Southeast with a big upset over Albin, the #1 team in the state, 54-52. And you see the final here. That's going to do it for us. My thanks to Gary Johnson for helping me out here on the desk. Also, of course, to Tim Ray and Dave Brill, our play-by-play men, and Matt Stranigan for providing the color. We'll be back next week. Remember, it's the 3A, 4A state championships right here, 8 o'clock next Saturday from the Casper Event Center. Good night, everybody.